All right,
We'll
now,
recap all of this information and we'll go back.
yeah, we'll kind of recycle this as people jump into the room.
Right.
So yeah, We Twinspire has kind of been like our baby for the last couple of weeks as we've been thinking about this, and it's been our brainchild basically. And so for anybody that doesn't know, we actually have somebody that just jumped in. Hey, Andre Sanders, we see you there. Hack Your Hustle is, again, like my sis said, it's for anybody that has a hustle, right? Whether it's your side hustle, your main hustle, you have a dream, okay? You have something that you need to get out there in front of people, right? Whoever your people are, whoever your audience is, you have something that they need to see. And so that's why we really came up with Hack Your Hustle. In a nutshell, what we found is that there's a lot of people who have an awesome product. They have an idea. They have a physical location, like a brick and mortar business, or they have an online business or opportunity, or they have a talent, right? They have something that they want people to see, but they're just not quite sure how to get it in front of people and how to really tap into that formula to really be known in their field, be known in their industry, and either create sales online, create walk-ins in person, or actually get noticed or hired through their talent or their service, okay? So what we like to say is that Hack Your Hustle is completely equal opportunity. It is not industry specific. It's basically motivation specific. So if you are motivated to tap into some tools and some resources that are going to help you get from point A to point B, then this is for you. Now, what I will say is that it's specifically designed for people who want to, A, stand out as an authority in their niche, whatever that may be, whether it's skincare, whether it's pets, whether it's, motivational speaking, whatever it is, we want to help you stand out from the crowd. And what that really means is getting noticed on Google, right? So standing out through knowing how and where to apply SEO, right? So SEO can be this big monster that people are kind of unsure about, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end. I don't know where to apply it. All I know is that like SEO stands for something that I can't remember, okay? That's what most people know. And so what we wanted to do was really create something that would allow people to break it down in a really easy to understand format. And like I said earlier, we want you to understand it like a person who's ready to cash in on their passion and hack your hustle. We don't want you to understand it like a person who's about to go get a job at, AOL or Google about, for SEO. All right. So we're not creating experts. We're creating, people that are able to use this for their business. Okay. The other thing is we wanted you to be able to, understand how creating promotional material and content can help really boost your ranking on Google and help people understand the nuances of your particular field. All right. So how can people really understand what sets you apart? Is it your personality? Is it the way that you connect with business owners and clients? Is it, your background experience? Is it what you bring to the table? What is it? So we help people identify with what that is and help you present it through basically video content and blog postings and really show you how to just plug this formula together. All right. So in a nutshell, that's what Hack Your Hustle is. It's a product that you can basically own today, start using, look at and swallow by the end of the weekend and really start applying some of these methods. So Rhea, I see that you're about to say something, it looks like. One, we appreciate the hearts, the props. I see more people jumping on into the room. And here's a side note, guys, total random plug. For anybody else that lives in the South or lives in Georgia, you guys know that people roll up to your door unexpectedly all the time, right? So I can see that I'm sitting in the window and somebody just came up to my house. So I'm actually gonna go get the door before they ring the loud doorbell. So I'm gonna let Aria take it over from here and talk a little bit more about different industries that could benefit from hacking your hustle, what that means for you and your business, okay?
Okay, sounds
Awesome.
good. So in New York, we don't have that problem, right? And I say it's a problem, but it's really not. That just speaks to the community that she lives in down south. People just randomly come to your door. You see her opening her door now. People are not afraid just to knock on the door to see if you're home because they want to say hi. Oddly enough, that's kind of the community that my sister and I are really trying to replicate here online. Those of you that know us, you know that we are here on Blab, we're on Periscope, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we want to really create that type of opportunity for people to connect really on a human level through these platforms. Now, this product that my sister is talking about is something that I want you guys to think about. because we are certainly not just talking to any one specific person. As my sister said, that this new tool is not industry specific, it's motivation specific. And we really mean that, because regardless of whether you are, let's say, a hairdresser, whether you are a barber, maybe you are an educator, you're a coach, you own your own business, whatever it is that you do, there is a real new spin that you can place on that, and you can let people know, hey, this is what I do, and this is how I can be of service to you. And you don't have to rely on old-fashioned methods that are hit or miss. So we developed what Dejan is calling our brainchild, and it's called Hack Your Hustle. For those of you that are just joining, or you didn't catch the very beginning because we weren't recording, please know that Hack Your Hustle is really about every single person that has a hustle. Every person that has a business. We're going to teach you how to hack it through this 5-part video series. When you go to WeTwinspire.com, all you'll do is enter your email address, and you'll go down and start reading about ways that you can hack your hustle, things that you have to understand about standing out in your market, finding your target audience, discovering really what your niche is if you're not so sure. You're going to start learning all of these tips and tricks that we've learned along the way, and really thought, you know what, I wish we had had some type of package like this when we really started working together and building our business as a duo, as a family. So we want you to use this, write it down right now. I'm going to actually type it into the side so you can capture it. And if you go back to this Blab session, you can see it here. So it's clearly www.WeTwinspire.com. And we want you to check out that page and start reading about Hack Your Hustle. What does it mean? This morning, we actually did a Periscope session, and we were talking about a new blog post that we put up. And it was just an inspirational video reminding people that change and transformation is possible at any stage, at any age in life. We were talking about the freedom that we experience on Saturdays to, reinvent ourselves, to take a new turn in our business, just to rethink how we're living so that we can make plans for the week to come. So if you're in that spot today, this is a perfect opportunity for you to go out and check out WeTwinspire.com. Dejan and I always say that, clearly we are here to inspire, but since we're twins, we can actually say that we twinspire. So use that as a part of your process this weekend as you hit the reset button, or you really increase that drive and take things to the next level for your business, whether that's an online thing or it's a brick and mortar business, whether you offer a service, whatever it is, you need to hack that hustle. So Dejan, I was just recapping for anybody that missed us in the very beginning. It looks like Kina B has a question. Once we enter the email, what happens? So once you go to WeTwinspire.com, you enter your email address, and then it's going to bring up really a page that explains what Hack Your Hustle is all about. It's going to break down what the 5 video sessions include, so that you really get to understand what it is that you are purchasing before you purchase it, clearly. And I would say that that's like the label that you find on the back of any type of package, or the directions to any type of, not even the directions, really, like it's the back of the package. What is it that we're offering, and how can you use this?
Yeah, and
I'd like for people to go to that page and start envisioning who they are, what their business needs are. So find yourself on that page. If we were reading a textbook, I would say find yourself in the text. So find yourself on that page after you enter your email address and think, could I use this? Do I understand this? Some of these words sound familiar. I've used them before, or I've seen them before, but I really like to understand how to make all of these points come together. How do I learn how to stand out in my niche and use SEOing? Dejan, do you want to speak on that a little bit more and talk about each of those 5 video series?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to jump in and do. Thanks for being patient during my little absence, right? So I was talking a little bit about SEO, and I was just saying that, people kind of understand what SEO is. They know that it's important, and they know that they see it. But, how can everyday person take that SEO knowledge and actually apply it to their business? And really breaking it down is not as difficult as it seems, and we really wanted to create an easy method for people to be able to, absorb that information and know exactly where and how to apply it. And after you have the basics, just like anything else, you have something to actually grow on, grow from. So we're going to break down SEOing and show you how and where it's important to apply it, what it means, and how that can really help you stand out there, as it relates to the big picture. Okay.
Dejan, it looks like we have a question on the side, so I want to pause you at SEO.
Sure.
We'll put a bookmark there. So at Sweet Job Spot asks, do you suggest that we do it ourselves or hire someone? So what we're providing here is a tool that every single person can and really should use. Here's my thing. I would say here's the one exception. If you have play money, right? If you have money to play around with, and you have decided to launch a business, or you are already the expert in a field and you're like, I really want to just take things in a new direction. I want to I want to do all these things, but I don't have the time, or I simply have all the money in the world to pay someone else to do it. Then like anything else, hire someone. If I had all the money that I wanted, let me tell you what, I would have a chef in the kitchen right now. I would have somebody cleaning my house. I would have somebody doing all of my laundry, and I'd probably have somebody booking my next 5 vacations for me. But since I don't have those type of resources yet, I find smart ways to do all of those things. So this tool is something that we think everybody really should be picking up and learning how to do themselves, because the reality is most people actually don't have the funds to pour into paying someone to do all of the same thing, all of the things that this video series really digs into. Dejan, you want to say something?
Yeah, and then another point to that is there are certain points of this where we actually do talk about outsourcing versus doing it yourself. So Sweet Job Spot, to answer your question, a lot of the things that we talk about, some things can be outsourced. And so we provide you guys with, a whole video on that area. And, only you can make a decision, based on what type of business you have or what kind of time you have, whether it's more beneficial, for you to outsource versus doing it yourself. And people, we realize, are starting at different levels of understanding. So some people, if you're able to pick it up and do it really quickly, certain aspects, then do it yourself. And like anything else, it's kind of like, I think it's great to kind of know even what other people are doing for you. That way you could know what you're getting for your money, and you can kind of follow along with them. So again, you don't have to be the expert, but if you kind of have a gist, I think that's always a win-win.
Right. So we bookmark at SEO. So I want you to go back to talk about what the video series is talking about. The first was learning how to SEO, and you also hit on learning how to stand out in your niche or in your market.
Right, exactly. And so I wanted to address Esther because she just walked in the room. So, hey, Esther, we see you. So again, we tell you guys. Join. Yeah, well, we got a lot of people that just joined. Hey, guys. So again, understanding SEO like a person who's ready to cash in on your passion and really see results from it. Okay, so lesson number 2 focuses on how Google works. All right, so it really kind of breaks down how Google decides what content shows up on its pages, and really learning kind of like the must-have components when it comes to ranking. And as I just speak about ranking, because again, I don't know where everybody's coming from. I know a lot of people that are just entering this world, all these terms are like aliens to them. But ranking really means if somebody is typing in something related to whatever your field is, do you show up on one of those first few pages of Google? All right. So when you're ranking, it just means that you're showing up in those search engine results. And that's what we all want. Right. So, for example, if I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I had a catering service and I catered to, milestone parties, right? If somebody were to go to Baton Rouge and they're looking up, catering services, I'd like to be within those top results, right? So I want my business to be able to stand out. So I know we have a comment over there. Esther is saying, let's see if Rhea got it. Okay, yes, exactly. Not a problem. That's what it's all about, Esther. It's really kind of all about explaining it. And we started from somewhere. So we know what that kind of looks like and feels like. And so we know that there is a lot of training out there, tons of training, so we're not saying by any means that this is the only place you can get this. But what we do know is that we've broken things down. Oh no, I think we lost Rhea. We'll get her back in a second. She probably has to refresh her browser. But yeah, what we do know is that we provide it in a really easy way to understand it. And this is kind of just from like the basic beginner level. And we are not industry specific. So we're talking to anybody, literally anybody. Usually we say, don't talk to everybody, but literally we're talking to anybody with a service, a business, a tool, a storefront, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's an online business, whatever you have that you want to get out in front of people. This is kind of the right program for you, or it could be the right program for you. Is it for experts? Absolutely not. I'll say that right now. That's our one disclaimer, right? If you're an expert in these areas, then here's Aria joining us back.
Hey. Hey, I'm
Rhea.
back. Sorry.
So yeah, I was just saying that our one disclaimer is that if you're an expert in any of these areas, then trust and believe this is like way below you, and it's probably not for you because you're probably already doing a lot of these things. But if you're not an expert yet, you just need to know really how to do what we addressed, how to stand out in your field as an authority, which means people know that you represent X, Y, and Z. They know that you do it well and that they should come to you if they want whatever it is that you have. So that's standing out as an authority. And if you want to actually be found when people are typing in things on Google, you want to show up in those search results. All right. So that's kind of, what we're going to cover on how Google works. All right. So you'll learn a lot in that session because there are a few components that Google uses in its algorithm to really decide who shows up. I guarantee you guys, it's not a coin toss. It's not a coin toss. All right. It's really specific. It's kind of like the wizard in the Wizard of Oz, like behind the curtain, right? That's Google. All right. So there are certain things that we know. There's some things that we don't know, but you can start applying certain things that are very, very standard and start applying those to all of your content.
So I just wanted to give you a timer. We have about 6 minutes left on this Blab session because those of you that may not know, we're actually doing a Blabathon and a Scopeathon. So that means that all evening we're switching back and forth between Blab and Scope, really just trying to make sure that we provide the best information to everyone who's out here and catching people in real time. So I'm just keeping time. So we have about 6 minutes for you to get through the other sessions, and we have about 3 other sessions to get through.
Awesome. Okay, can we do one thing? Let's extend it to 10 minutes just because I left for a little bit. Let's give us 10 minutes. And what I want to just add to that is say that we just did a scope. Now we're doing a blab. This was kind of an intro to the program. What we're going to be doing next is kind of tag teaming different or specific industries and just talking to them. So, you may see us on another blab session or another scope session. It may or may not apply to your industry. But if it does, jump in. Or if it doesn't, jump in if you want to be nosy. We'll welcome you. So, all right. So look, I'm going to finish these points really quick. Point number 3 is we're going to be covering finding the right keywords, okay? Knowing what's hot and what's not in your industry or your niche, which is super important, guys. What we're doing is, again, we had a learning curve to get over when we first started. A lot of this stuff was like brand new. But really, what are those keywords? You hear a lot of people talk about AdWords and keywords and how to figure out what people are talking about, what the right phrases are, And so if you could know how to find out exactly what phrases your target audience was actually searching for and how to apply that to your content, whether that's blog posts, whether that's video content, whether that's your Blab sessions or your Periscopes. If you could figure out a way to tap into those exact phrases and keywords, wouldn't that be a great situation, right? So
can I just add one thing? This is when things start to feel a little technical. And here, what I would like to say is that Dejan is kind of like the more technical of us. Everyone knows that she's a beautiful artist and she sees things in a different way. She really understands like the ins and outs of her computer, anyone else's computer, programs she uses, new programs, and I don't as much. So what I find beneficial and what I'm hoping that the rest of you will find beneficial about this tool that we've developed is that Dejan really goes on and shows you in a really simple, easy to apply, easy to understand tutorial. So you'll see both of us on these videos, but you'll also be able to really dig in and see what we're doing on our screens, slow enough to catch it. Clearly, you can hit pause, you can stop instructions for can be a little bit difficult to understand. So we're actually going to show you, like, hey, you can click this button off. You really don't need it, but you can see it in real time, how we use AdWords to get great results. And so I just say that as a point of encouragement for anyone who's like, I hate doing these type of things because it just gets confusing. We found a way to really break it down so it's not so confusing. It's a little bit more fun to watch. Catch what you need that's going to build your business, and kind of leave the rest to the
right, exactly.
super
So, hey, Rhea, just a side note, we
professionals.
can hear you still, but we can't see you. It says poor internet signal. So we can still hear you. So you're good. We'll just leave you there. So we break it down and we basically take you all the way through setting up an AdWords account for free, learning, the entire keyword process and how to find those keywords that are associated to your target audience. So I walk you through that step by step, again, making it really simple for you guys just to like take in and hit the ground running and use it. All right, so that's that. And then if anybody out there doesn't know who their target audience is, or you're still trying to figure out, who that audience is, we have a mini lesson on finding your target audience and, some worksheets and things to kind of guide you along with the process, okay? And then step 4, which is lesson 4, it's broken down into a few videos. It's called the formula, okay? So from production to induction, this takes you through the entire process of creating content that's going to get you noticed. We brainstorm different ideas for different types of industries. So again, whether that's YouTube videos or blog articles, we talk about creating that content and then where to apply what you've learned in the first few lessons to that content. All right, so whether that's in the background through some of your meta tags, your titles, your keywords, we show you exactly where to apply those, quickly and easily so that you can get your content out there. So just as a really quick example, the formula includes, if you make a video right now, if I, make a video and just throw it out there on YouTube, okay, the video is great, the title might be great, or it might be okay, but it could be like one of like 10,000 videos, all right? And it could be sitting on page like 8,000, right? So we're gonna show you how to really apply the information that you've learned, how to put it into your video, and how to actually make it stand up so it comes on one of those first couple pages when people are looking for something that is related to your content, right? Nobody's going to page 8,000 to look for you.
Right.
All right, so that's the formula. So it's a whole process we'll take you through, and then we'll actually take you through a few simple steps that you can use daily to really get your content out there. So it makes it kind of like a no-brainer. All right, step number 5 or lesson number 5 is really maximizing your efforts and how to boost your business. And so this kind of touches on somebody's question earlier about outsourcing or hiring somebody to do this. Basically, we give you guys a bunch of helpful hints and things that we've done, things that we've learned about that can help you really just, lessen your burnout factor. So there are certain places where you actually can hire somebody really cheaply to do something that's going to make big impact. We also give you guys a couple of sites and things that you can use to do some more of the complicated things that we talk about, like backlinking, SEOing, that kind of thing. So there it is for you guys. It's all laid out. There's some great stuff on there. And then as part of the program, we give you guys 15 minutes phone call with us, a brainstorming session. All right. So that's kind of what we do best. We've made our mark. I've made my mark in the art and design field and really, getting out there and hacking my hustle my entire life, been pretty successful. And so we're kind of passing on our knowledge from, our previous experiences and showing you guys how to apply it to really anything that you're doing. So that's it in a nutshell. Hack Your Hustle. We will be back on here probably in about 45 minutes. And we're going to be talking specifically to anybody that's in the art and design field or anybody that freelances. All right. And we'll be talking about this, this whole program, Hack Your Hustle, as it relates to that particular set of people. So
great. So Henry, I'm sorry. You're saying that you have a YouTube channel. That's awesome.
Definitely.
And send us information about your YouTube channel, and also watch out for us in the next 45 minutes or so that we can really understand how we can help you. Maybe in the meantime, you should go out to we2inspire.com. I know you're just joining us, so I'll speak to Henry, and for anybody else that's just joining us, go out to we2inspire.com. My sister and I inspire people. And since we're twins, we say that we can Twinspire. So go out to that site and you're going to find information about Hack Your Hustle there. You have a YouTube page, and so many of us do, but we don't know what else to do with that page. Having a page is simply not enough, right? And Henry, I'm not sure if you fall into this category. You may already know that. But there's a huge learning curve when we're just getting into using our YouTube and then leveraging that content. So we're using Hack Your Hustle to show people, really what it means to hack any hustle that they have. And YouTube is a big part of that. So please join us. Dejan is putting hashtag Hack Your Hustle up right now. She also put the website up. So invite people to watch this blab over again, or to join us when they see us pop back up. We like to say that we are not industry specific, but we are motivation specific. So if you are motivated and you want to hack your hustle, even join us for one of our sessions that seems to be a little bit more catered towards a certain industry. There's still a ton to learn there. Dejan, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, I was just going to ask people if they want to throw out, they don't have to, but if they want to throw out what industry they're kind of in, we can let you know when we'll be talking about that as it pertains to you specifically. So anybody, if you want to throw out what industry you're in, more than happy to just note it as a personal note and let you know if we thought about addressing that. You might even name something that we hadn't thought about addressing, and we'll add it to the list. So. And then I just threw the website out there one more time. So, all right, so I guess it's time to stop and go back over to Scope so we can get started on our first area. So again, we're talking to artists, freelancers, designers, anybody that's in that area that really needs to, get the word out there. So we're gonna say bye, and we will talk to you guys hopefully soon in the future when we jump back on here. So take care, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Bye guys.